The Space Globalist Arc. The arc has space in its name, so we are probably focusing on Vamola, and the main villain is most likely the alien robot mech insect thing we saw in the last arc. Not sure what that thing is still. Like, I have read it, I have understood it. I cannot explain for the life of me what that thing is. Yes, and yes, I did murder the barber did this to my hair. And yes, I will grow them out again. And so let's begin with the recap for this arc with chapter 74 last into chapter 120. Chapter 74. Seiko proves she is a racist. Momo and Vamola, apparently, he bond while going through creepy passageways, and a fight breaks out with a spirit of Lizzo, who thinks she's beautiful while being utterly hideous. Kaiju battle does not start. Momo realizes she's super fucked, and batshit ugly bitch puts both the girls into the mirrors. Yeah, that's about it. These chapters can be broken down into so little when they're actually 20 pages long. Chapter 76. The whole point of the fight was just anime therapy. Like, it helped them bond, and Ken's harem is assembling. He got 2 girls in his class now, Monitor and Vamola. And yes, class reps are called monitors over here, so it's easier for me. But a monitor is class rep, and I think I did to call her class rep for the rest of the video too. Like, I don't know. Chapter 77. The funniest page in media history has been penned down in Dandadan chapter 77, and now it's not arguable or subjective in any meaningful way. It is 100% objective. This is the funniest thing ever penned down. I don't care about what your wrong opinion is. That's it. Like, in Dandadan, essentially, like, the character interaction is to die for, so it's really fucking annoying when it doesn't happen. This is totally not my anger towards a particular scene that fucks up the entire story for me, because why the fuck would you put that there and not do anything with it? Calm down, buddy. The readers have no idea what you're talking about for now. Although you did write an entire video about how it's probably gonna fuck up everything. But still, yeah, keep going. Chapter 78. Remember when I said that the character interactions were to die for? They're actually plot relevant. And like, taking small details you throw into the middle of the series and having them become like meaningful plot relevant character moments is something I've only seen in like One Piece. So yeah, this was the most creepiest, best chapter this arc. I am loving this relationship while I can. and like, okay, answer me this. Like, Momo wants Ken to call her normally and not be so formal, yet she refuses to do what Gigi did and ignore him until he does. I mean, I don't know what she's doing, but hey, I don't get what she's doing this entire arc. Yes, she's batshit stupid this entire arc. Chapter 79. The chapter was going good. Something rather creepy is being foreshadowed with Vamola, which is absolutely done nothing with. Like, then I think that the author literally rewrote the arc while writing the arc. Like, he had an initial idea, then thought, nah, I'm gonna change everything. So the foreshadowing he did do went shit, and yeah, we ended up with shit kinda. Gigi learns the Kamehameha. Literally, like, stands and all. It's a Kamehameha. And insect mech alien shows up. Chapter 80. He actually said it with a straight face. Not to her, but like still said it with a straight face. Yes, and fight breaks out, which of course Ira can't handle. So Evil Eye also shows up. Like, has Ira ever won a single 1v1 in this entire series? Like, chapter 81. The aliens absolutely fuck the two. The Evil Eye kept his word, damn it. Also, Okarun's about to fight next. And like, it's really something that like Evil Eye did not and literally not even defend itself against the aliens who were beating the ever-loving shit out of him. Just because he promised his boyfriend something. Chapter 82. Okarun puts up a fight, gets fucked. He like literally gets fucked by a double dose of infinity. Like, literally 2 Gojos, approaching you while you stand in the middle. For women, that's about damn near the most wettest dream they have, but for anyone in the middle of a fight, that's the most painful and deadliest thing you can ever actually feel. Well, you won't really be feeling it for that long actually, so it probably might not be that bad, but still, he got absolutely fucked up and lost all the progress he made on his game to get his gains back. Well, balls, but still. I'm not really that sure if YouTube will fuck my channel for saying that so many times, but I'm talking about Dandadan, so I kinda have to. Right? In chapter 83, the weirdest chapter yet, like with Momo's curse adding an extra bit of tension, it's kinda cleared up that this arc is about Vamola and unexpected savior arrives for Momo. That was the most unexpected thing. We were like, okay, pause. This is what we're doing now? Seriously? Chapter 84. The fight with Momo rages on, basically turning into a riot. At this point, her clock is also rocking, so she better hurry the fuck up, or she is actually fucked. Who am I kidding? She's fucked by the end of the arc anyway. not literally. Chapter 85. Momo finally gets a power up. And when they voice this scene in the anime, this better sound as close to, if not exactly, the same as the Kikohu from DBZ. How many DBZ moves is that? Well, the Kamehameha, the Kikohu, Masenko. Like, that's just easier to remember. So, like we got Tri-Beam, we got Kamehameha, we got Masenko. What's next? The Spirit Bomb? What are you... Oh shit. Slight spoilers, they could maybe do a Spirit Bomb with the latest reveals in the manga. Maybe. I won't count on it, but maybe they can do a Spirit Bomb. Chapter 86. Mostly setup and some exposition works for the world building and lore. Also, like, love Momo this entire chapter. Like, after getting beat to bloody shit and then getting surrounded, her reaction is just... Try me, bitch. Send some hilarity next chapter. Chapter 87. As expected, hilarity did ensue and everyone is more fucked than I thought they would be. Chapter 88. I have no real words for this chapter except brutal. Like, and they don't have any magic healing, so I don't know how they're gonna get back up. As let's be real here, Momo ain't getting solo V squad and army. Like, she is not built like that. Chapter 89. And remember her power and the stuff that she'll do in training. Like, remember her training when I get to it. Which I won't really explain that well, but if you're watching a review, I assume you have read the series. So anyway, chapter 89. I don't like the stone shift, dude. Like, Ken is on literal life support and the earth is under threat from an Avengers level threat. And our guardians are 3 bit to bloody shit high schoolers. One half dead high schooler and an alien dad. Like, until and unless some supernatural, uber powerful alien monster thingy shows up to annihilate everything in the last second, we are uber fucked. Totally not foreshadowing. Chapter 90. The story was getting a tad bit too intense, so the comedy was appreciated. Not so sure Okarun shares the sentiment, but I digress. Also, the house is a mechanical crab. And Okarun, yeah, you don't really want to do that with someone on life support. And pause on this one for a second. Why didn't they call Kinta? I am just asking, like, last arc, if Kinta wasn't there, they'd be dead. This arc, if Kinta isn't there, they'd be dead. Like, next arc, not so much, but like these 2 arcs, Kinta is literally the key that saved their lives. So why wouldn't you call him for an earth-ending threat? Like, that just baffles my mind. And why? Because he's annoying? He's the strongest one of you all, so maybe just deal with the annoyance so that you can save the planet. Chapter 91. The training arc begins with some really convenient tech and resources at the same time. Chapter 92. Training goes really poorly and Ira takes the instructor role. Also, like, is it just me or does anyone else think Gigi has a crush on Momo? Or like, also, Okarun's soul escapes his body only to see this. And buddy, don't feel bad. The author is absolutely gonna do jack shit with this whatsoever. It will not be referenced at all at any point in the future, which quite honestly, yeah, I hate this. Why was this chapter even there? Like, why was this page in particularly drawn or added into the main canon manga if you're not gonna do anything with it? Okay, I am literally planning to make an entire video on just the relationship between Momo and Ken. And this is the basis of that. Like, I hate this. This should not, like, if Ken wasn't there, this would just be like one cute moment between Gigi and Momo. No one would give a rat's ass. When you throw him in there, you kind of have to do something with that. And they didn't. Like, I think they might do it like in the end of the current saga. But they could have been like so. It could have been so much more than what this is. Anyway, chapter 93. Okarun gets a little jealous, pulls himself together, gets absorbed in a landline phone, and we see how strong Psycho really is. Also, is Ira the only one who wants to train? Because, like, it just seems weird that Ira is quite literally the only one taking training seriously, and she's the one that gets the most fucked. So I guess it stands to reason that training really doesn't do anything for you. Yeah, at all whatsoever. Like, you can actually see that in every anime. The character that trains the hardest gets the most fucked. Case in point, Vegeta. Trains the hardest, absolutely dog walked by every main villain. Ira trained the hardest, got the most fucked. So just don't train. If you are ever in an anime, don't train. You will get fucked. Chapter 94. Okarun getting the most out of training arc while being half dead is really funny. Like, actually thinking about, like, okay, so if we're having a training arc, and so who's gonna get the most benefits from the training arc? Or like like the main characters, like probably Momo. She's actively taking part in this training, and she totally will not waste most of the time practicing one move she can do once in a day in a literal war. And well, Ira is training the hardest, so it totally stands to reason she gains the least amount from this training. And so who do you think will get the most? Ken. Isn't he on life support the entire arc until the end? How does he get the most out of training arc? Well, Seiko teaches him something. Why didn't she teach everyone that? No one asked her. Why didn't she teach Gigi that? He is literally taking training from Seiko. He wasn't ready. Quite literally makes no sense to me, but okay. Chapter 95. Look at this page and tell me who the main love interest is. Like, leave it. Okarun is on his Goku energy of being late when it matters the most for the sake of drama, and the invasion has begun. Like, god damn it, like, it's this page and the previous page I talked about. Why draw them? Why have them? I am just done with that. Like, this arc, it's really epic in terms of action and story. In romance, it kind of just dragged it from where it was and just brought it down to hell from me. Because, like, okay, you add in a scene that you do absolutely nothing with. Then you add this scene, which I'm just going to say it right now. I have written it later as well. Does it look like Momo cares? It doesn't to me. Chapter 96. And I said it. Gigi and Momo were barely serious. Because tell me, why Ira and Shrimp are putting in more work dispatching these hunk of junks than the strongest spirit house and the main heroine. Also, Okarun is back and ready to throw hands. So yeah, they were definitively just wasting time. As I said, don't train if you're in an anime. You will get fucked. Chapter 97. The fight was awesome, and my point still stands. GD sucks ass. Ira and Shrimp carried the whole assault, and the first cool thing he did was underwhelming. Like it was pretty underwhelming. I'll talk about all of these things later as well in the review section, mostly in the review section. Chapter 98. The first kill goes to GG, which. Okay, so in this arc, who's gonna get the first kill on the enemies? I was thinking GG. Okay, so like, okay, are we planning something epic where he discovers a new way to use the Evil Eye's ability in a really creative or thought-provoking way, which no one would have thought of, or like a new move, something Seiko taught him, or something he developed on his own through the training that he just ensued. What were you thinking? I was thinking Goku versus Yakon. Okay, like the dark setting of that fight would be interesting for Evil Eye. That's really interesting. Like, what about the actual fight? No, the actual fight of Goku versus Yakon. So the first kill of the arc, which is that. Yes. I really hope Cypher this by the end. And the true strategic genius lies with Ira. Although she should take care of her hair as well. Like it worked out here, but maybe don't do that. As I said, the smartest, fastest fighter gets the most fought. Plus, like, why is she fighting missiles? It's like, you know it's a bad matchup. Let Gigi handle it. He is better at this than you. Like, he's more of a tank than you are. He can tank the missiles better than you can. Let him handle it. You can take on his enemies. You're a better matchup against that. Like, Ira is quite literally the smartest fighter yet. And she makes some dumb decisions, which really tells you something. Because she is the smartest fighter in the entire story. Outside of him. Like, CSJ might be something. But like, in the main cast, Ira is the smartest. Except Shrimp. Shrimp is also pretty dumb though. Anyway, like, it really tells you about the battle IQ for the entire cast when Ira is the smartest and even she fucks up. Yeah, fucking up isn't that bad. It worked out in the end, but that was brutal. Chapter 99. So, just as the fight is raging on, we cut to Kinta. Okay, I feel bad for the guy. He got left out of the sleepover where Ira trained. Because that's essentially what it is now. And the big battle. But he is on his way. And why did they not bring him with training? I already asked this, but like, I am ripping into Momo in the review section because she has been some real stupid calls this arc. Chapter 100. I'm actively pissed. Hey, because damn near everything bad this chapter could have been prevented if Momo was not so much of a bitch and used her brain. Bet you regret your decisions now and you totally will regret them even more 5 chapters down the line. Like 7 or 8 chapters down, you will cry your tears out for everything that happened. Wouldn't you? And isn't that just convenient? That you can actively choose not to use your brain and then just cry about it instead of actually having any consequences. Chapter 101. Vamola's flashback begins. More gruesome than I thought it would be. Finding out more about her kinda took my mind off Momo, and the chapter ends at a rather ominous note. Oh yeah, everyone can see the flashback. I thought I trained you enough not to ask questions. I mean, let's just like, okay, so we are actually also like, since the main focus of the arc was Vamola, which we haven't done at all. No, Vamola wasn't supposed to be the main focus of the arc. Okay, my bad. So we are actually doing her backstory. Yes, we are. So I assume it's the same as last time. No real changes. Momo can see it, and since last time Ira could see it because it was connected to her. This time it's just Momo. No, I was thinking everyone could see it. Okay, that's convenient. But how? Everyone can see it. Yeah, that's fine. Like it'll be really convenient and it'll be more of a bonding experience. Instead, it'll give everyone more of a motivation. But like, how? They just can. Is there going to be another? They just can. Oh yes. Chapter 102. Vamola grows up and the lore for the suit is expanded. I can kind of see where it's going, but it might not go there, so I'm a holdout and Granny survives, right? And yeah, the whole thing that I was thinking where it was going was like, when you introduce something like that and it's like, okay, the figure is of a god, what are you gonna do with it? Like, there are some things you can do, like, okay, the god literally appears, which I don't really like at all. Like, it's really stupid when it's like, oh, we pray and our god will save us. Like, but why the fuck would he save you? What have you done for him to save you? Nothing. Your life is shit, you live like a loser, and now God will not bother with you because he has better things to do. And I really like what they did with this. And it really does, like, it goes more with what I believe in God or than why I think, and mostly what I think, so I like it a lot. Others might not. Chapter 103. Why don't people realize that drafting people for war is stupid? Like, especially in societies where people have only known peace. This shit is bound to happen. And also, like, they have an escape plan. And then, how the fuck did she get the suit? Because they can just escape now. No, and like, I really don't get, like, okay, we are going to draft the civilians into the war. Are you prepared for that? Because they aren't killing machines and they did not sign up for a life to fight. We will force them. That is so stupid. Like, it is totally not written everywhere. They will abandon post at the first time that they can because they never wanted to fight. Civilian enrollments are the stupidest thing ever. Like, it's one thing if they are voluntary. Like, okay, I didn't actively want to join the military, but given the situation, I will volunteer my services. That's one thing. But then it's like, we will force the civilians to fight. That is... you are better off having a smaller military at that point. Chapter 104. Good plan ruined by stupidity, and it went exactly where I thought it would. God is not obligated to save you. All he will do is give you the means to save yourself. Chapter 105. Was the writer studying Hinduism while writing this? Because this is something Krishna would say. Not word for word, but basically that. And he was definitely reading the Gita. Tell me in the comments if you know anything about that, because there is also like other imagery that's basically from Indian culture. Chapter 106. Vamola flashback ends. More on it later in the review section. And don't use your brain, then cry about it. Classic. This is just like the peaks of storytelling that I wanted from a war arc. Like, my expectations from a story aren't that much, but if you're entertaining, I don't care what you are. For entertaining, you need to be either A, funny. If you're not funny, be serious. If you're not serious, be deep or meaningful. If you can't do either, don't be stupid. Like, I would say I'm pretty dumb, but like when the characters are dumber than I am, it's just really annoying. Chapter 107. Like, Momo can peer into people's souls. And like, there are absolutely zero drawbacks to that ability. Like, abjectly nothing preventing her from doing that to like every person she meets. She can literally just be like, hello, I'm Momo Ayase. Say, nice to meet you. Uses her psychic hand, grabs their soul, gets all their info, and knows whether to trust them or not. Because she can see their backstory. Don't write abilities are going to be plot holes. Does he plan the story? Or is this another Naruto thing where it's like, yeah, I'll write this week to week, which almost never actually works. You can't write week to week consistently, buddy. Most people can't. And this is some real A-grade bullshit. Chapter 108. Now, this was epic. Like, this, I don't really know about, like, mainly because Gigi is supposed to be a prodigy, and I can buy Ira not thinking of that as before, but this was really fucking epic. Like, can we just, like, not focus on Momo and just let me, like okay, she got random S power up. Cut to either she's fucked or the enemies are fucked. I really don't want to see her fight anymore. And as I said, Gigi's power up. Masenko. It's basically a Masenko. It's a bigger Masenko. This is how you do power ups. Believable things that the characters can pull off or wouldn't have thought of. This was the very next chapter to Momo. Did he gain writing ability in like 1 week? Chapter 109. I genuinely thought that the hat was part of his head, but okay. Also, this was awesome. Chapter 110. Why bother training or have a new way to use an existing power when you can just get a random power up for no fucking reason? Only for all the power to be absolutely useless. Okarun is about to come save her, isn't he? Ah, yes, he does. Chapter 111. It's called the Space Globalist Arc, whereas it should be called the Brain Dead Arc. Because almost every major player refuses to use their brain. Let's enjoy what we have now. Okarun looks fucking sick, and Giri is officially gone. We heading in a good direction for the remaining 9 chapters of this arc. Let's go. This was the coolest manga double spread in the entire manga. Let's go. Chapter 112. This was the most epic chapter yet, but my prior experiences with Momo kinda reduced the enjoyability a bit. Like, this was really epic, but if it wasn't followed up by sheer idiocy and unsatisfying power-ups, maybe it'd be even better. Chapter 113. Momo blew the guy's back out and Okarun handled the front. They win. Chapter 114. Okarun tells Momo to use her brain, and she did for once in this arc. Alien finally takes over the suit when Vamola was giant, and the goat Kinta shows up. This is about to hit its peak. Okarun, you really can't be sick in bed, buddy. You need there so that she doesn't do anything stupid. I really hope we don't have an entire arc focused on her. Like, that'll be so fucking stupid. And like, especially just her and an entirely new character we know absolutely nothing about, could care absolutely nothing about, in a world where it's absolutely pointless no matter what they do. I really hope there isn't an arc like that. What? Chapter 115. The God Bros, why is the God? And this is about to be epic. Everything bad about this arc is officially ending, because the ending is here. I am saying this right now. If anything happens to Okarun and Momo, let something happen to Momo. If anything happens to Okarun, Kinta is a new protagonist. It's like, he is the coolest character this arc. He can make Megazords, fight Kaiju, and that's what he does. And he's good at it. Right? His characterization is peaks of writing in this arc. And I love it. And like, I love him for that. Chapter 116. As I said, I love this guy. He has no flaw this arc. He shows up, stood on business more than morons who pretended to train. He's the best boy in the show and will stay that way until further notice. And Vamola, once you get the translation device thingy sorted out, maybe introduce him to your mother, like, grandmother. Was it mother or grandmother? Chapter 117. I have been wondering what the point of Momo's curse was the entire arc, and I got my answer. Could it have been foreshadowed a bit, like Seiko telling Momo about her backstory or something, or like Granny Turbo, like Turbo Granny mentioning something? Yeah, but like, hey, I foreshadowed better than that. Like, if you saw this video, this was foreshadowed for you. Chapter 118, yeah, as I said, like Seiko telling us Split Face's backstory would have saved the ending. But I still like it. Like, it's good that they actually resolved everything in this one clean circle. No matter how many. It's not even a clean circle anyway. Like, who cares? Chapter 119. Nothing much happens this chapter, but the obligatory feast. And wonder what the Serpo is going to do now. Probably work minimum wage. Oh, and also this thing shows up. Chapter 120. So, Momo is dilly-dallying so much that a spirit literally needs to warn her. Vamola's family is on their way to see Kinta, and a new character shows up looking cool and badass. I really hope he doesn't turn out to be a high school teacher. Arc is over, but I was looking at the next arc and it's like 8 chapters, so we will be doing that in the same video because I don't want to make another thumbnail for like 8 chapter arc. And so yeah, for the Space Globalist Arc, for now I am breaking this down by the character and then the decisions they made, and I am really wanting to talk about Momo this arc, but let's start from the main character, Kinta Kakura. He didn't play that much of a part this arc. He was mostly on the backstage for the most part, which I think was the mistake this arc made, because that meant that Momo had to lead the plot. I like the new power that he got, and it is a lesson from Seiko and a day's worth of non-stop practice. I believe that he got that strong. Like, I can believe he learned that. It's believable, it's something he knew. I can buy it. I like the dynamic he had in the group. It was really highlighted when he was on life support. It really does reinforce the idea that he is the glue that holds this ragtag group together, but without him, they'd be fighting each other constantly. Like, if Okarun wasn't there, I and Momo wouldn't be friends, and Vamola would probably be dead or like on the streets. Kinta would most likely be living his miserable existence. Yeah, he is the glue that holds the group together. And him admitting to Vamola that he was in love with Momo was good to see, as much as I didn't like it anymore. Next up, I gotta talk about Momo. Ayase. Momo, I don't want to rage, so I will be calm for this one, but seriously, what the hell happened this arc? I loved you throughout the story up till now. Like all previous arcs, she's smart enough to know not to fuck up. As a viewer, you can see the logic behind her actions and they make sense. So explain to me why, when shit hit the fan, her instinct is to blame Vamola. Alright, like, let's start from the start. The arc began with her and Vamola fighting Split Face. I don't remember her actual name. This fight set up that though they don't get along perfectly, Momo still trusts Vamola. She will trust her with things. And alright, makes sense. So tell me, like, why she believed the enemy. Like, they literally tried to kill you 5 seconds ago and you choose to believe them rather than have her explain herself. And it's not even that. It was blah, 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 blah. They have a translator. The arc took place a few days after the last arc, the Kaiju arc, where they got the translator. I can believe that the Mr. Shrimp could have fixed the translator so that she could talk. She has an ability to peer into people's soul. Just do that. But now you just... Like, do I need to point out how full of herself she was this entire arc? Like, that's an issue with Gigi as well. Like, and I'll get to him next. But first, sending off Vamola was a mistake, and let's be real here. It wasn't out of logic or anything. It wasn't because she might leak our information because the enemy told me that she works for them, and it was because she was jealous. I don't care how you spin it. That's it. That's literally about it. And I hate this series, this romance now, because I don't like the direction it's going in. And like, Momo gets an entire arc to fuck up and do whatever the fuck she wants because she's a jealous bitch right now, and Okarun gets nothing. Okay, seems fair. It's not that they're both the same age, literal kids who don't really know the best things. So Momo acting her age and Okarun not doing that isn't unnatural in the slightest. Or doesn't draw away from the story. Okay. And like for the training she did, like, be real. Did it look like she was serious? She essentially got no results from it. And like even before the training, her limit was 1 tri-beam per day, and it's the same since. She can control it. That's something, I guess, but the main power up she got was absolutely unrelated to the training. So, and like, what did she learn with Gigi? With Gigi, I can at least buy his blasts got bigger. The fuck was up with her? Like, she could quite literally just control when she blasted instead of like anything with the blast or control the output in any way. Her training was useless. Not to mention like the BS power she got is again like explain how the fuck she got that to me, like, because that looks like BS and it's a plot hole too. She has ability that can blow apart chunks of mountains, and then she has trouble in the next arc because the stakes aren't that high the next time, and if she has that power, she should still have it. The next arc should be a breeze for her. Let's see how that goes when we talk about that in this video. And like, here is the biggest gripe I got with this arc. Okarun was damn near dead, right? The little guy she loves is damn near dead, almost on his deathbed. She is going out to war, and this is an expression on that. It doesn't look like anything. It just looks like indifference to me. Look at this page in isolation and tell me who looks more worried, or like they are more like I liked the romance aspect of it before, but it really would need to start from the scratch again if it needs to draw me in again. But like, yeah, I'm out of the romance for this now. Ira, I loved her. I don't like how she fell in love with Ken, but I like this ship more than with Ayase now. For now, like, I really hope that it isn't even that I ask for much. Quite literally, just a conversation about that page. That's it. Like, look at her, this arc. Aliens initially attack. Saves Gigi. Her first thought after almost getting killed, I have to warn others. When Ken is on life support, she trained the hardest during the time they had. She looked like she was serious, the most serious part in the manga. I always took the I am the leader stick as a joke, but she really was this arc. She was the leader of the group. I can buy her not thinking of the spiral or not knowing about it because she doesn't talk to Seiko about her abilities. She doesn't talk to anyone about her abilities. She gets no training. Like, I can buy that. Her power-ups felt genuine and achieved instead of Momo's. And I don't think the author is doing the arc I thought they would, but I like the way her character is being handled this arc. She is serious when the time calls for it, and she is funny when the time calls for that. She is written good this entire arc. Like, I love her for that. That, and also that she wasn't being a dumb bitch this whole arc. Although, like, not calling Kinta was a mistake. That's a mistake that everyone made, but you needed that so that there could be tension this arc. Because let's be real here, if Kinta was there, he could annihilate all the enemies on his own. Not even joking about it, he literally could. And next up, Gigi. I don't like him that much, but like most of my anger in this arc is towards Momo, which I already got out in the video, so not that angry now. I don't really want to talk about him though. Like, the arrogance on that man is just crazy to me. He knows better than anyone how strong the evil eye is. Alright? Let me speak on that one. He knows better than anyone how strong the evil eye is. He knows how strong someone would need to be to beat the shit out of the evil eye. And the guy who beat the shit out of the evil eye is damn near dead because of some intruders, and you go to fight them with a Kamehameha. Like, that's just like next level stupidity and arrogance to me. And can we talk about like how he's basically a walking talking DBZ reference this arc, and his first kill was basically Goku versus Yakon, his Kamehameha. He was damn near about to call it that. If he did, it will at least be funny. Like, but like the no evil gun, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard an attack name called. And don't tell me like, oh, they couldn't do it for copyright. If Veldora can do it, so can they. Alright? And it's not even that like, oh well, it's one of the signature moves. They can't just have it be a joke. When will they ever use it again? Never. It's been 100 chapters and they have not used it. Okay, let's switch to stuff I actually liked. Vamola! And I know her, like, okay, how do you call her name? Like, is it Vamola or Bamura? Because I've seen both. But anyway, so, much like Ken, there isn't much to talk about her except her flashback. I loved it. It captured the feel of a war zone and what it is like to live in it. It showed how war can destroy a normal person's life so easily. I also liked what they did with the god of Superians, because it resonated with me on a personal level. Mindlessly just hoping that God will take care of everything is stupid. I always have believed that God is never obligated to anything. He gives you the tools to get what you asked for. If you don't use them, it's on you. You have everything. You need to succeed. Just grind on it now. And the scene with Vamola's mother and the suit basically gave me the feel that the writer did want to convey that, and since the image of the god was revealed, I think they would do something like that, like symbolically saying God will save you if you save yourself. He gave her the tools, using it is on her. Her being alive was also a nice surprise, because normally in stories, they'd be dead. Like, let's be real. Any other shonen, they'd all be dead. But they're alive, they're coming. They will be there in some future arc about Vamola, or like when the whole Kar invasion actually happens, they would be the backup for that, most probably. But enough with the Senti stuff, like, we moving to my boy, and look how they massacred my boy. Kinta. They did him dirty by not telling him about the fight, and I don't get why. Like, it's the same GD stupidity, but with everyone on a mass scale. Like, let's go with Momo's idea that Vamola is their advanced force. Stands to reason that the forces that follow will be stronger than her. You'd want the guy who beat her with you. But I also get that him being there would detract from the tension, because he could handle a lot of the things the main cast struggled with, like the thing Ira fought. You think that's a problem for Kinta? No, it isn't. Is it? He could just literally blow it in bits with like one attack. Like, and we got to explore his character a bit more, which was appreciated. And I like him this arc. Hell, I'd say he was top 3 characters this arc, like right behind Ira and Ken. And I really hope Vamola notices him with everything he has done, especially after Okarun just squarely rejected her. Seiko wasn't present that much, so I won't talk about her much. And like any other series, I would be mad with how they ended this arc, but Split Face was established before, so I'm not that mad about it. It could have been foreshadowed better, but like I'm just glad this arc is over. And now the next one, the Ombudsman Arc. I probably butchered that name. So we're covering it now because it is way too short to be covered in its own video. You have no idea what to expect because I have no idea what the name of the arc means, and I'm ready to be blown away. Although if they focus on Momo for any stretch of the time, I am done with the series. So let me remind you of what happened in the Ombudsman Arc. The autocorrect is also atrocious. Just chapter 125. So a space noble shows up as a teacher in the high school. Interesting. Chapter 122. Trying to sell the ship again, eh? Yeah, not gonna work. Also, the class rep is asking the real questions here. Chapter 123. The class rep has a wild imagination. Can we replace her with Momo? I mean, she already played with his balls, might as well. Well, and saints aside, I don't think anyone is actually returning a golden ball, no matter the case. Like, the commercial value it holds? Like, even if it isn't that much, it's free money. It's gold. Class rep got eaten. Chapter 124. Another kid's dreams bite the dust due to responsibilities. Hate to see it, but that's life. What are you gonna do about it? Chapter 125. They are fighting the entire school. It seems, let's be real here. Every kid has at least thought of this at least once. The entire school being one massive monster and you being the only one who can beat it. This is the second most thought of thing out after. I wonder what if the school was attacked. It'll be shut down for a few weeks. We can have a vacation. That was first, and the third is always I can be a hero. Not in America, but everywhere else. Because let's be real here. If schools actually are attacked, it will be American schools rather than our imaginary schools. But it's a boring class. You need to do something. Let's just stay in fantasies for a while. It's a boring math class no one is gonna give shit about. But let's just do something. Alright? Americans probably don't do it. They're probably like, oh, all hail Jesus Christ and hope the school isn't attacked because we won't survive. Yeah, chapter 126. It's kind of surprising. Every arc, we don't focus on Momo that much, is better than the Space Globalist Arc. Kinda tells you something about Momo. And it also childhood trauma is one hell of a thing. Chapter 127. I don't know how, but this needs to be one hell of a song in the anime. Chapter 128. Dreams. You want to conquer them until you either crushed by them or they die to the thing we call life. The only thing you can do is not give up, but it's kind of hard not to give up when everything in your life is forcing you to give up. Now then, review time. As I said, not that long. And I love this arc. The whole romance shit they were trying to sell with Momo is just cringe at this point for me now. Oh, and I just get that plot line. Just get that plot line done already. I don't want to see it again. Now, let's talk about the actual arc. We are focusing on the class rep, and Okarun transforming in the school is acknowledged for the first time. In the funniest way possible, and also love how she is the first one to join the cast with a guardian spirit rather than a vengeful spirit. Love the change. And also here is her, there is her wild imagination, which, implication aside, I love it for the comedy. Since laughing at Momo's jokes is gonna be hard from now on, I can't wait for her to meet the rest of the cast. It seems like she would be a fun addition, and this was kind of a buffer between arcs because the next arc is also pretty big at 37 chapters. So let's see where the story goes on the quest to find the last nut. It'll most likely not be absolutely dog shit. And also why is the space noble at the school? What is the plan here? Kinda curious about that. Right, but that's about it for now. See you next time in the Dandadan arc.